What are your thoughts on Fedor Emelianenko? And do you think Daniel Cormier is a black Fedor?
Okay, hilarious question aside, it's actually not a bad point. Both were small heavyweights with dad bods, focused primarily on their wrestling, only to discover dynamite in their hands later in their careers. And outside of a small handful of elite fighters, they just seem to steamroll through everyone in their prime.
And Emelianenko clips there! Emelianenko, the ground and pound on Mayer! Fedor Emelianenko has turned back time!
DC is one of the best wrestlers in MMA history. That's just an undisputed fact. I often think of him when I see someone use the high crotch and trip on the far side leg thing that Khabib does. But the ironic thing is this, DC didn't stand more than he had to, he stood way more than he had to. It was kind of like when you'd watch Romero. He openly admitted he didn't like people calling him one-dimensional, so he took it upon himself to stand with Alexander Gustafsson for most of a 25-minute fight.
I just wanted to prove that I'm not one-dimensional. I can stand with the best strikers in the world.
His coaches were begging him to shoot a takedown, and he was like,
No!
Daniel Cormier lost to two people his entire career. Two. John Lance Armstrong Jones and Stiopic.
Fucking Stiopic would fucking rack him. You piss that motherfucker off from Cleveland, and he'll fuck Brock Lesnar. Because he'll say it. You better do the fucking steroids. Stiopic is crazy. Give him more steroids. Give him more fucking steroids.
Speaking of steroids, DC is one of the only fighters I'm relatively sure wasn't cheating. He had a real Mark Hunt build to him, looking like he just came over from Chipotle before they fucked up the portion sizes. But while that kind of made him prone to body shots,
nice left to the box. Stipe coming on strong. Oh,
that one hurt DC in the rounds.
Oh, beautiful left hooks. Thinking that
DC knows he's...
It also meant if he got on top of you, you weren't getting up if your life depended on it.
Warning from the referee, Kevin McDonald, for Ozdemir to get out of there.
But he can't. I mean, he's really...
And that is it!
If you've seen this channel before, you know my guilty pleasure is janky striking. Tony Ferguson, Anthony Pettis, Kevin Holland, Michael Venom Page. Joe Rogan can chirp about Khabib's hand placement all he wants. He jabbed Alaquinta about 5 million times, and the most jabs I've seen since GSP took Josh Koscheck's soul. But it's my personal opinion, Daniel Cormier has the ugliest striking since, like, Leonard Garcia. He did this long guard, cross guard mix with a lot of leverage blocks and dirty boxing. He actually went to Big George for boxing advice, which is fitting since Foreman also adopted the long guard, cross guard style after he came out of retirement. DC striking is actually pretty good, don't get me wrong, it's just weird. His blocking literally looks like dabbing. So, elite wrestling, good clinch game, and effective striking so ugly it causes ocular cancer. So what makes DC different from a ton of other guys with those qualities? The answer, believe it or not, is cardio. Following his first fight against John Jones, and after gassing out for the first time in his career, Cain Velasquez kind of made it a mission to get DC in shape to go 5 hard rounds. And man did it pay off. They began to weaponize pace, just like Cain, and you saw that over and over in the second half of his career. Gassed out Rumble twice, gassed out Vulcan, gassed out Derek Lewis. He would walk you down until he could get his hands on you, and that'd be it. Daniel Cormier's career, believe it or not, does have a few what-ifs. Could he beat John Jones if Jones wasn't the biggest cheater in the history of the sport? How would DC vs. Cain have played out? How would his last couple fights have gone if he didn't need back surgery that essentially ended his career?
Did you guys not hear what he just said? He said he sneezed and he threw out his back.
And despite all that, he still became a 2-division UFC champion, even though he didn't even start his MMA training until he was 30. In a sport full of bad people, Daniel Cormier strikes me as a genuinely good human being. He wears his emotions on his sleeve and isn't afraid to say how he feels. He's a great role model and a great ambassador to the sport of MMA. Black Fedor? Maybe. One of the greatest fighters of all time? Definitely.